Rohan has no heart for fighting dragons, Millar admitted unhappily. But he's warrior enough, with heart enough, Andrade pointed out. Dressing in common trooper's uniform that last campaign against the Merida, when you'd forbidden him to leave Stronghold. We've never worried about his spirit. But you know, he spends too much time at his books and talking with the most unlikely people. I've defended him in the past, but now I'm beginning to agree with Zahava. Rohan ought to learn how to be the kind of prince his forefathers were. That's precisely what he doesn't need to learn. Building a princedom is fine work for a soldier, and Zahava's done very well. He consolidated what his grandfather began, strengthened his hold on what his father grabbed from the Merida, and enlarged the whole through his own efforts. Actually, Andrade said in thoughtful tones, one can't blame him for wanting to show off. He's worked wonders, especially against the Merida. If I required a history lesson, I would send for my bard, Millar snapped. Andrade ignored her remark. Zahava's problem is that he's run out of things to do. All he can think of is to spend money on you and Tobin and this pile of rock we're sitting in, and to waste his time killing dragons. Believe me, sister dear, Relstra can think of many occupations for his own time, and none of them healthy as far as you're concerned. I fail to see. You usually do, Andrade interrupted. Let Rohan read his books and talk with the ambassadors. Yes, and even with the servants of the ambassadors. He'll learn things that Zahava could never teach him. Why don't you go back to your duties in that mouldy old keep of yours and leave the work of the world to the people who can do it? What do you think I do in my mouldy old keep? Knit? Andrade snorted and picked out another fat grape. While I'm training silly boys and girls to be good Faradim, I listen to them, and what I hear these days isn't pleasant, Milla. She began ticking off points on her long, slender fingers, each one circled by a gold or silver ring with a different gemstone. The rings were linked by tiny chains across the backs of her palms to the bracelets of her office as Lady of Goddess Keep. 1. Relstra doesn't plan to make war against anyone, so Zahava's show of strength and skill in hunting dragons counts for nothing. 2. The High Prince has agents in every court, including yours. Impossible, Millar scoffed. Your wine steward has a nasty look about him, and I wouldn't vouch for your assistant stablemaster either.